as the season goes on and you start slipping down the table and when he gets sacked, John comes in and his only thought is, I'm trying to save the club here, keep the lads up. And, as I'm getting a bit older now, myself, you need experience in situations like that. So, it's very difficult to throw an 18-year-old lad in, into teams. Which I understand now, obviously, as I've got a bit older at the time, I was very frustrated trying to, get a chance and why I'm not coming on, or I haven't had this start when, things haven't been going well. But yeah, it's just one of those things in football that happens. And obviously, looking back now, I'm a bit older, I can sort of see why. It sort of didn't happen, but obviously still very, disappointed and thought I could have, had a chance. But, it is what it is.
But what must be even more frustrating is when you have been brought in and you're trying to break into the first team, but then loads of other defenders start arriving to potentially block your way to the first team. I'm just looking at some of the loan signings that Tranmere made this season. Bear in mind that Stephen Forster hung up his boots after 6 games, so that was one defender out the way. And you could play. I'm right in saying you could play centre mid.
Yeah, I was mainly centre mid, and then obviously at the start of the season they had a lack of defenders, so I just sort of played the first 2 season games centre half, and done quite well. But again, I'm not the tallest, I'm just under 6 foot, and just throwing a young lad in, especially if I was going to go in centre half, League One at the time, that's not my game, if you like. So it was more like a centre mid right back, and then I could sort of fill in centre half, and that sort of went against me. I'd say that I could, I didn't have a fixed position sort of at the time. And then you're also bringing in a lot of loans in. Obviously they're going to play, how loans work, and they don't play, there's fees and bits and bobs like that. So, there's more people piling in the door, and it's sort of got harder to, to try and break through and sort of be noticed, really.
I mean, I'd staggeringly forgotten. Well, I'd forgotten the staggering number of players who actually did come in during that season. Centre midfield. Well, Tom Hateley could play pretty much anywhere, couldn't he? Right back, centre mid, centre back. He was there for 3 or 4 months. Steve Jennings comes in October. As I say, Steve Forster kind of hung up his boots midway through the season. But then you've got Jim McNulty, Ryan Edwards, John Otsemmobor, Matthew Pennington, Stephen Arthur Worry, Junior Brown. All came in at some point during the season. It was kind of Adam Dugdale's another one, Andre Jones. It was like a never-ending conveyor belt of players arriving at the club. And I wonder, what was your perspective when you see a new face in training each day and then see that they're playing centre mid or centre half? How did you kind of handle that?
I think it's tough, obviously, for any of the lads who weren't playing at the time, sort of, a bit of a revolving door. There's a new face in every month. It seemed like at the time. I think it probably went against the club, to be honest. If I'm being honest, sort of new lads in all the time. You can't really, then they go and someone else will come in and sort of getting that team, the team bonding, and a team on the pitch that sort of knows everyone and knows everyone's roles and jobs. It's pretty hard when there's people coming in left, right, and centre, and sort of on loan when the going gets tough. Did they really want to, go that extra yard if you like for the team when they're only on loan? It doesn't bother me if you get relegated because I'm out of here, sort of thing. So I think that definitely was one of the the big contributing factors to them ultimately going down in the end.
Completely agree. It was, as you say, a revolving door. You did get. I've got your statistics in front of me here. I think you were on the bench 7 times. How close did you feel to making your debut?
I don't know, 7 to be honest. Yeah. A few of the games, I got, you get that shout warm up, and you think you're coming on, and sort of, no, it doesn't happen. So you think, right, next time. But yeah, I mean, there was a big squad, obviously, as you said, and the loans coming in, and yeah, it just wasn't really meant to be in the end, I suppose.